We good? Okay, welcome everybody tonight to our June town board meeting. Before we get started, please stand for the pledge. And I see my building inspector is here, and I'll ask her to lead us in the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, indivisible. Okay, thank you, Jennifer. Okay, so the first thing, we're gonna do a regular town board meeting, and after the town board meeting, we're going to go into an informational meeting about the Blooming Hill project, for those who are interested in that. First is the town board meeting. Just to introduce who's with us tonight. I have the town clerk, Kelly Allegra. On my left, I have Sylvia Santiago and Eve Lincoln. On my right, I have Stephen Bedetti and Steve Moreau, the council people. At the table, we have the chief of police, Robert Doss, and our town attorney, David Zagon. And on the IT, manning IT is Danielle Barrett. And I am George Myers. So the first item on the agenda is a public hearing that we're required to hold when we change something in the vehicle traffic section of that. So this is on Walnut Street. So I quickly open up a public hearing. It's if anybody wants to comment on the Walnut Street no parking sign. Ms. Barrett? Nobody. Okay. So, Chair will entertain a motion, town board, town of New Windsor, close the public hearing concerning the adoption of the amendment to chapter 280 of the town code, town of New Windsor, entitled Vehicle and Traffic, to clarify the area of prohibited parking on Walnut Street. Motion?
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Moreau?
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lincoln?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes. Chair will entertain a motion, town board, town of Windsor, pursuant to section 10 and 11 of municipal home rule, hereby adopt the attached local law amending chapter 280 of the town code, town of New Windsor, entitled Vehicles and Traffic, to clarify the area of prohibited parking on Walnut Street. Law directed to the town clerk to publish to law. Motion?
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Moreau?
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lincoln?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes, this is at the recommendation of our police lieutenant, Fred Fair, went out there and agreed with the person who made the request. So those signs will be going up by the highway superintendent in the very near future. We also have to have a public hearing regarding the townwide speed limit. And what happened here is that we had petitioned New York State to lower all the speed limit on all the roads on the western end of town. So we sent some documentation in asking them to do that. And they came back and they only authorized us lowering the speed limit on one road, which is Morse Hill. So we cannot lower the speed limits without the state authorizing us. So now open a public hearing regarding just lowering the speed limit on Morse Hill. Anybody here to talk about that? I think I speak for the board that we all believe that all the roads should be 30. 30 is the minimum that they let us put down. But I think all the roads are getting so busy and crowded here. I think all the roads should be 30 miles per hour. But the DOT does not agree with us, but we have petitioned DOT again. We've gone back to them, asking them, hey, what's going on? So Chair will entertain a motion, town board, town of New Windsor, close the public hearing concerning the adoption of the amendment to chapter 280 of the town code of town of New Windsor, entitled Vehicle and Traffic, to reduce the speed limit on Morse Hill Road to 30 miles per hour. Motion?
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Moreau?
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lincoln?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes. Chair will entertain a motion, town board, town of New Windsor, pursuant to section 1011 of municipal home rule law, hereby adopt the attached local law amending section 280, 27B of the town code, town of New Windsor, entitled Townwide Speed Limit, to reduce the speed limit on Morse Hill Road to 30 miles an hour, and direct the town clerk to publish pursuant to law. Motion?
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Moreau?
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lincoln?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes. Okay, the next item on the agenda is just a public comment period, just regarding the agenda items. Anything you want to talk about on the agenda items? There's another public hearing at the end of this where you can speak to anything. So I'll hold up for a second, but I'll also make a public comment that I forgot to say that our receiver taxes, Susan Chabel, is with us. And sitting with her tonight, as far back as I get, is our building inspector, Jennifer Conley. Okay. You laughing at me over there, Barrett? No, I don't think so. Okay, anybody? Okay, so we'll move along. Chair will entertain a motion, town board, town of New Windsor, approve the minutes of the public hearing for the adoption of a local law to amend chapter 96 of the town code, town of New Windsor, animals multi-year dog licensing for the adoption of an amendment to Chapter 280 of the Town Code, Town of Windsor, entitled Vehicle and Traffic, to clarify the areas of prohibited parking on Plimpton Street, and to approve the minutes of the town board meeting, all of which were held on May 4th, 2022, as per copies posted on the town clerk's bulletin board in the town hall, same distributed to each of the town board members. Motion?
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Rowe?
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lincoln?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes, Chair will entertain a motion, town board, town of Windsor, in accordance with the resolution attached here too. Does hereby determine the Sloop Hill Road Pavement Settlement Embankment Stability Project is a type 2 action pursuant to the State Environmental Quality Review Act, and as such, no further action is required. Motion?
Move.
Do I have a
Second.
second? Roll call.
Councilman Rowe?
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lincoln?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes, I'll speak to that in a minute. Chair will entertain a motion, town board, town of Windsor, in accordance with the resolution annexed here too, and after its review of the attached material, hereby approve piggybacking upon Ulster County, New York, contract number 2022-00000150 for side and slope repairs to be performed in the area of Sloop Hill Road. Approve the attached proposal for Geostabilization International LLC, GSI, regarding same, and authorize the town supervisor to execute a purchase order and any and all documents necessary to enter into the agreement with GSL, all of which in connection with the Sloop Hill Road Pavement Settlement Embankment Stability Project, the total cost of shall not exceed $270,000. Motion?
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Rowe?
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lincoln?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes, this is the Sloop Hill project. That road has been giving us some trouble for many, many years, and we're finally getting to it, and the board has discussed this on many occasions. So the highway superintendent is going to do some of the work himself and cut down with his staff and cut down on the cost. So I appreciate Anthony Fail doing that. Chair will entertain a motion, town board, town of Windsor hereby accept and record an irrevocable order of dedication and deed for an L&M Realty LLC, its successors and/or assigned to the town of Windsor for the conveyance of a portion of Merch Lane from the L&M property line to the center of Merch Lane in accordance with the resolution annexed here to. Motion?
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Rowe?
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lincoln?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes, this is just cleaning up something the whole town is like that to the center of the road. This is just a receiving file. Hearing no objection, town board, town of Windsor, receiving file certificate of clerk as to no referendum in the matter of April 6th adoption of the bond resolution, amount of $712,000, authorizing construction of roadway and slope stabilization of the Sloop Hill Road. So that's also the one we just spoke, that's Sloop Hill. It's long overdue. We're getting to that. Another receiving file. Hearing no objection, town board, town of Windsor, receiving file, certificate of clerk as to no referendum in the matter of April 6th adoption of the bond resolution, amount of $1,430,000, authorizing the construction of improvements to culverts and related damage improvements. So drainage improvements, I'm sorry. So this was all passed at the last board, and we're just receiving and filing now. Another receiving file. Hearing no objection, town board, town of Windsor, receiving file of the town clerk, the attached fully executed task order number 2207 of MHE Engineering DPC for engineering services related to the Creamery Drive culvert repair and lining project. So this was something that Councilwoman Santiago was been interested in, and we finally got this thing going. And these things are expensive to do, and the town's tackling more than one of these projects. Another receiving file. Hearing no objection, town board, town of Windsor, receiving file with the town clerk, the attached fully executed task number 2208 of MHE Engineering DPC for engineering services related to the Lake Road culvert replacement project. So this is the Lake Road project that we're now getting underway. Chair will entertain a motion, town board, town of Windsor hereby authorizes the town supervisor to execute the attached agreement for professional service of MHA Engineering DPC in the amount not to exceed $120,000 plus reimbursable expenses in connection with the preparation of phase 2 of an infiltration and inflow study in accordance with the wastewater infrastructure engineering plan grant number 110405 received from the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation via the New York State Clean Water State Revolving Fund. Motion?
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Rowe?
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lincoln?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yeah, this is another continuation of our I&I study, and this water, rainwater gets into the sewer system and causes a lot of problem down at the sewer plant. So there was $100,000 grant that we received on this, and I'd just like to acknowledge the efforts of town attorney's office and the engineer's office. Another receiving file. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of Windsor hereby receiving file of the town clerk, the attached irrevocable order of dedication dated September 23rd, 2021 of Anna Properties, New York LLC to the town of Windsor for the sewer easement across the property identified on the town of Windsor tax rolls of section 9, block 1, lot 1, and section 9, block 1, and lot 106.2. Said irrevocable order dedication was recorded in the Orange County Clerk's Office on the 24th day of March, 2022 in Lieber 15189 on page 1900. This just has to do with an easement for a sewer line that's across that property. It's another receiving file. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of Windsor hereby receiving file of the town clerk, the attached easement dated October 8th, 2021 from Anna Properties, New York LLC to town of New Windsor for sewer easement. Of course, the property identifies the town of New Windsor tax rolls as section 9, block 1, lot 1, and section 9, block 1, lot 106.2. Said easement was recorded in the Orange County Clerk's Office on the 24th day of March, 2022 in Lieber 15189, page 1979. That's that same sewer line. It's another receiving file. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of Windsor receiving file an irrevocable order of dedication for the town sewer pump number 14 from the Greens at Woodbury LLC to the town of New Windsor dated the 14th day of September 2022, recorded in the Orange County Clerk's Office on the 24th day of March 2022. This also was a Meadowbrook project, and I just acknowledge the work by Dave Zagon's office in kind of pushing this through. Shall entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor hereby amend the motion adopted at the regular Town Board meeting on May 6, 2020, establishing standard work days for elected and appointed officials. The attached amendment hereby the attached amended schedule hereby establishes a standard work days for elected and appointed officials in the Town Board, hereby certify receipt of records of work activities of the town, or that the town maintains a record of actual time work. The day's work shall be reported to New York State and local employees retirement system based on the record of activities maintained and submitted by these officials to the town clerk of this body, or based on the records maintained by the town as actual time work. Motion?
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Detti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lincoln?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes, the elected officials have to put their time in so they can qualify for a pension. So that's what this is about. It's something we have to adopt every year. They submit paperwork to the comptroller's office and we forward it through. Shall entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, pursuant to the resolution tapped here too, hereby authorize town supervisor to execute New York State Department of Transportation application and permits to operate equipment for law enforcement purposes in order that the town may obtain New York State DOT permits to install security cameras, license plate readers, and related equipment on utility poles located within various New York State rights-of-way, and said pole numbers and specific locations being identified in the resolution attached here to. Motion?
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Detti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lincoln?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes, these are what's known as LPR cameras, and what they do is give the police department an opportunity, if there's a crime committed, to go back and review that. And that's all they're used for. A lot of people think that it's a Big Brother thing, but we have been pretty successful with these, right, Chief?
Usually.
Yeah, hugely. So they come in handy, and we've also assisted other police departments, right? They've called us for help. Yeah, usually on main thoroughfares, we have them, and they've been very, very positive for police departments. Shall I entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, authorize the town clerk to release performance bond ERL 1900471, the amount of $20,000 for the post-occupancy traffic monitoring study of the intersection of New York State 207 and Hudson Valley Avenue for Amazon.com services, truck transfer terminal, as recommended by Phil Greeley of Colliers Engineering via correspondence dated March 29, 2022. Motion?
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Detti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lincoln?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes, I'll speak to this in a minute. Shall I entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, authorize the town clerk to release a performance bond, ERL 1900472, in the amount of $150,000 for the improvements to an intersection of New York State 207 and Hudson Valley Avenue, as determined by the post-occupancy study for the Amazon.com Services, Inc. truck transfer terminal, as recommended by Phil Greeley of Colliers Engineering via correspondence dated March 29, 2022. Motion?
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Moreau.
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti.
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lincoln.
Yes.
Supervisor Myers.
Yes, this was some bonds that we required Amazon to post to make sure that they would do what they were required to do as per the planning board. So they have done that, and now we just released it. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of New Windsor. Whereas the County of Orange has funds to be distributed to the local municipalities for recreation purposes of the year 2022, whereas the Town of New Windsor does wish to participate in said program. Now therefore be resolved, Town Board, Town of New Windsor approve the receipt of said funds in the total amount of $10,000 funded by the Orange County Solutions Funding through the Orange County Youth Bureau, and authorize the supervisor to execute any and all necessary contracts and documentation with regard to the available funds. Motion?
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Moreau.
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti.
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lincoln.
Yes.
Supervisor Myers.
Yes, this money will be used, this 10,000 will go towards our recreation programs and be administered by Matt Veronese. Shall entertain a motion, whereas the County of Orange has funds to be distributed to local municipalities for the police purposes for the year 22, and whereas the Town of New Windsor does wish to participate in said program, now therefore be resolved, the Town Board, Town of New Windsor, approve the receipt of said funds in the total amount of $5,000 funded by the New York State Office of Children and Family Services through the Orange County Youth Bureau, and authorize supervisor to execute any and all necessary contracts and documentation with regard to available funds. Motion?
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Moreau.
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti.
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lincoln.
Yes.
Supervisor Myers.
Chief, you'll administer that part, right?
Correct.
That on you? Okay. Yes, I'm a yes. Thank you. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor hereby authorize and approve the hiring of Nicholas Lobianco as a full-time fire inspector. Said employment shall commence effective June 20th, 2022. Motion?
Move. Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Moreau.
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti.
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lincoln.
Yes.
Supervisor Myers.
Yes. Is Nick here?
Yes.
Nick, congratulations. Welcome aboard the 20th. All right? Jennifer's expecting big things out of you. Okay, Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of New Windsor hereby reappoint the following person to serve as a member of the Town of New Windsor Ethics Board for the term set forth below. Said term to commence July 3rd, 2022. Member is Richard Balazar of 109 Holly Drive, New Windsor, New York, for 5 years. Motion?
Move. Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Moreau.
No.
Councilman Bedetti.
No.
Councilwoman Santiago.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lincoln.
Yes.
Supervisor Myers.
Yes, another receiving file. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of Windsor hereby receiving file of the Town Clerk, the attached resignation submitted by Donald B.G. and received on December 22nd, 2021, resigning from his position as a member of the Board of Ethics effective July 22nd. Just a comment, Don has been a faithful member of this Ethics Board for many years, and I and the board appreciate his service and the time that he devoted to this, all on a voluntary basis, and we wish him good luck. He would have been with us tonight, but his wife had some knee surgery and he's just kind of keeping a good eye on him. So he's a very good guy. Shall entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of New Windsor hereby appoint the following person to serve as member of the Town of New Windsor Ethics Board for the term set forth below. Said term to commence July 3rd, 2022. Sarah Briscoe Perez, 201 Cambridge Court, New Windsor, New York, 5-year term. Motion?
Move. Second.
Paul?
Councilman Moreau.
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti.
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lincoln.
Yes.
Supervisor Myers.
Yes, she's going to be a brand new member of the Ethics Board, and we're very happy that she agreed to serve in this voluntary position, and she will bring a lot to the table, and I'm very thankful to her personally and the board for agreeing to do this. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of New Windsor hereby authorize a solicitor's permit to DKR Solutions, Inc. for solicitation by its employees Dara Kingsburg and Gilberto Arliano to sell door-to-door in the Town of New Windsor Verizon Fire's voice and wireless services. Permit shall be returned from the Town Clerk's office. Motion?
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Moreau.
No.
Councilman Bedetti.
No.
Councilwoman Santiago.
No.
Councilwoman Lincoln.
No.
Supervisor Myers.
No. Another receiving file. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of New Windsor receiving file certificate clerk as to no referendum in the matter of April 6, 2022 adoption of bond resolution, the amount of $850,000 authorizing replacement of certain sections of the town hall roof. Town hall roof's been in bad shape for a long time. We've been band-aiding it, and we'll buy that. It's actually part of the roof fell in on one of our employees one day, and of course she wasn't injured. Another receive and file. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of Windsor, receive and file the certificate clerk as to no referendum in the matter of the April 6, 2022 adoption bond resolution in the amount of $75,000 authorizing replacement of the roof at 244 Union, which is our recreation building down on Erie Avenue. Another receive and file. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of Windsor, receive and file certificate to clerk as to no referendum in the matter of April 6, 2022 adoption bond resolution in the amount of $600,000 authorizing the acquisition of vehicles and equipment for various departments. So this is a bond that we took to replace some of our highway vehicles and recreation vehicles. Sure, I'm on target here. Okay. This is another receiving file. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of Windsor, receiving file a certificate of determination by the supervisor relative to the terms, form, and details of sale and issuance of 8,520,000 public improvement serial bonds 2022 for the Town of Windsor and providing for public sale thereto. This has to do with some of the projects we're doing, including the townwide paving of the town, probably a 5-year project, but we've undertaken that. And I think the paving project's actually going to start next week in some areas. Another receiving file. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of Windsor, receiving file with the town clerk, the attached agreement for engineering services dated May 5th, 2022 between the Town of New Windsor and MHE Engineering DPC related to the Town of New Windsor Senior Center Improvements Project funded via Community Development Block Grant, CDBG-CF, Corona's Aid, Relief, and Aid Economic Security Act, the CARES. Said project is for replacement, improvement of the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, HVAC, as well as the installation of a new touchless plumbing fixtures and senior sensor-activated front door, entrance door at the Town of New Windsor Senior Center, commonly known as Resco Center. This was another grant that we got for in the neighborhood of $500,000 that the engineering department and the attorney's office put in for, and long overdue. The senior center is going to be upgraded, and I appreciate their efforts in getting that money for the town. Another receiving file. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of Windsor, receiving file of the town clerk, the attached fully executed task order number 2210 with MHE Engineering DPC for engineering services related to the Town of New Windsor ambulance roof replacement project. So we're also replacing the roof on our ambulance building back here, and you're missing that saying what a great job those guys do. They are without a doubt the best ambulance corps in Orange County. And there's many municipalities, a lot of trouble with ambulance corps. We are not. This is another receiving file. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of New Windsor, receiving file of the town clerk, the audit report, including reports on federal awards for the Town of New Windsor from Nugent and Hausler PC Certified Public Accounts for the year ending December 31st, 2022. They have to do an audit of the money, any federal money that we take in. And we've been with that firm a long time, and they do a great job for us. Another receiving file. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of Windsor, receiving file improper practice charge, case number U3843, dated April 15, 2022, filed by the Patrolmen's Benevolent Association of Windsor regarding claimed animus towards same. So we're letting the attorney's office handle this, and this is not an unusual occurrence. This is another receiving file. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of Windsor, receiving file with improper practice charge, case number U38435, dated April 15, 2022, filed by Patrolmen's Benevolent Associate, Town of New Windsor, Incorporated, regarding a claim of improper refusal to negotiate premium pay for performing essential work during COVID. This also is being handled by the attorney's office. Another receiving file. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of Windsor, shall receive and file with the attached order dated December 1st, 2021, with the notice of entry dismissing action against Francis Pierre, who happens to be one of our detectives, in the matter of Anika Warner versus the Town of New Windsor. So that's a receiving file. Another receiving file. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of Windsor, receiving file the attached decision in order with the notice of entry dated April 18, 2022, dismissing the action and all cross claims against the Town of New Windsor, Town of New Windsor Police Department, no matter Anika Warner versus the Town of New Windsor. This is something that occurred at the local Walmart. It's another receiving file. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of New Windsor shall receive and file with the town clerk the attached monthly reports for the following departments from May. Justice Calderon, Justice Myers, Police Department, Building Department, Recreation Department, Tax Receiver Utility Report, Town Clerk, and Emergency Medical Services. I always like to comment that I think you had 6 DWI arrests this month there. So there's people still driving around intoxicated. And our ambulance corps, I think, went on about 300 calls this past month. So they're very busy. Okay, the next item on the agenda is a public forum. But before I get to that, Councilwoman Santiago and Councilwoman Lincoln want to make a presentation to our Eagle Scout. Colin, are you here? Can you come up here? You with your family? Your family with you? Okay, girls. Robert, you got your phone? Get a picture? No, sorry. What would that be?
That's a great young man, Colin Fields, recently received his Eagle Scout rank, and that's very impressive and admirable rank. I believe I read only 4% of Boy Scouts achieve it, maybe lower. So it's something we're very proud of him for, and we're glad that he chose his Eagle Scout project for our town and our Woodlawn Cemetery. This plaque reads, Certificate of Recognition presented to Eagle Scout Colin Fields on behalf of the town of Windsor. We want to acknowledge your major efforts in attaining the rank of Eagle Scout. Your hard work at the town's Woodlawn Cemetery, cleaning, edging, photographing, and documenting the location of over 400 veteran graves was an enormous project. We are all proud of you and your accomplishments.
Colin.
Just want to add that on top.
I appreciate your help out there, right? It's a big job for us at cemetery.
Yeah, it's big for the cemetery, and on behalf of the town also, the veterans greatly appreciate Matt Veronese from our recreation
Good point.
department, greatly appreciates the efforts as well, so congratulations, Paul. Thank you.
Thank you.
I always say the same thing when I see these young people. I see young cops. There's still good guys out there. I don't believe them. Okay, the next item on the agenda is a public forum that we can speak to anything, but those of you who are here for the Blooming Hill project, we're going to have another go at this. So this is not for that. Okay, so I'll hold up for a minute and we'll see if anybody wants to say anything. And if not, we'll kind of move along. It's at 7:30. Just a comment from me. This is kind of a formality, what you hear tonight. And yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, give me a minute. Can you hear me now? Okay. All right, listen, this is just a formality, a town board meeting, and a lot of things that you hear me reading, this board has discussed on a number of occasions. So it's not like, okay, yeah, he read that and we say it's okay. They meet with me individually during the month, and then we have a workshop meeting. So they are well aware of what I'm proposing to them. So it's not like they're just voting, thinking, okay, I wonder what that is. Now, we have discussed everything, and pretty much we're all kind of on the same page. And the same page to us is just working with the taxpayers. That's what we do, and we're all, there's different parties, different philosophies, but that particular thing is at this level, the local level, just do the right thing for the taxpayers, then you're good. And I think I'm very fortunate to work with these four people who have that same mindset. So I just wanted to clear, a lot of times people come in and think, well, what is all this stuff about? But a lot of this stuff is discussed at the workshop and during the month. Okay, anybody over there, Danielle? Okay, so, Chair entertain a motion, town board, town of Windsor. Adjourn the town board meeting at 7:28 PM. Motion,
Move. Second.
roll call.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lincoln?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes. Okay, so here's where we're going next. There was a proposal, and I had some folks outside handing out the letter that I received from Austin Jones. Austin, you here? Okay. Right, okay, there you are. So come on up. So this is a project that's out on Shore Road, and it's where that 172 home cluster was supposed to be. So the it didn't get too far in the planning board.
Can't hear anything.
Okay.
Use the microphone.
You okay back there, pal? Can you hear me in the back? Dominic, can you hear me?
No.
Bring it closer to you.
Huh? That's as high as it goes. Okay, now I think it's. Okay. Let's do, sit down there. You got it down now? Dominic, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I've asked Austin to come in to make a presentation of what he is proposing at that property. So in order for that to happen, the town board needs to take some action as far as zoning. So what this is, it's just an informal get together to hear what he has to say. And I was very interested in hearing what the residents on the western end that in the vicinity of this have to say. So after this, if you want, you can ask him a few questions. There will be another public hearing that will be very formal that we will have after that, if in fact the town board's going to make a zoning change. And then after that, there'll be another public hearing at the planning board. So we'd have to appear at the planning board, and that's where the metal hits the road. So what you would do after this is you would have to petition the town board for that change. And then we'll be listening to what people have to say tonight. And then I guess base our decision on kind of what they think, because they live out there and that's, I'm willing to hear. So can you speak into the mic or can people hear?
Yeah, I mean, I can talk up here. Yeah, so first of all, thanks, everyone for coming out. Thanks to Supervisor Myers and the rest of the town board, town representatives for having us in tonight. I'm here tonight, I'm Austin Jones, I'm here with my, dad, Guy, my two brothers, Skylar and Travis in the back. With the owners of, so some of you may know us already, we're already in business existing here in Orange County. We have a property in Blooming Grove right now and in Chester. We're here tonight because we've recently looking, as Supervisor Myers said before, at on Shaw Road, Apple. Was, owned by Robert Meyer, who's central project there. So our intended use for the property would really be an expansion of our current business, which for those of you who don't know, I mean, we handed out the letters, so you may have read what we currently do. I'll kind of go over it now, but I didn't bring anything else to hand out. I did bring some business cards, which has my email and also our website on it. If you want to check out our website and get a better idea of what we do, I would also encourage people to feel free to stop by the farm and close to here, 20 minutes away, and just check out what we do in person if you're interested. But we started back in the 1980s as really just a produce farm. We sold locally to farmers markets and also into New York City to restaurants. That kind of grew over the years to an on-site farm store market. In the 90s, we opened like a small cafe into the market property, and that kind of grew progressively over the years into more of a full-time restaurant, which we have today on the farm growth. And through the restaurant, we also do catered events, weddings, dinners, parties, things like that on the farm. That business, along with the retail and wholesale produce, kind of what we'd be looking to bring to the property in Windsor. Right now, we employ probably about 40 people, combination of full-time and part-time between the restaurant, the events business, and the farm. We would be looking to grow with a larger property in Windsor. In terms of the actual like construction on that property, it is a larger property than we have right now in Blooming Grove and combined with the land we have in Chester. We would be looking to construct a new farm store, restaurant and event space, some intern housing and a few occupied single family for the family members who have on the farm in Blooming Grove. We do have a preliminary like map site plan. I brought a few copies that I was going to give out to the town board members, but I was also going to send them PDF like copies. So if anyone wants one, requested from the town, they could send it to them. I would also say if you email me at the address on the card, I would be happy to send you a copy of the map that we're essentially proposing. Yeah, I mean, overall for the project, we would, only build on a small amount of the total acreage. And the majority would be left for agricultural use or as open space. Right now, the property is mostly planted. We would plan to leave a lot of those. I'm sure you guys have a million questions. I'd be happy to take some now. I'll also be happy to respond individually to questions if you guys want to email. This is in the early phases, and, as Supervisor Meyer said, this is kind of like just to see what people are thinking about this. I know the property was previously planned for housing development, so I think the town is kind of trying to weigh that against this type of project.
Okay, listen, that particular piece of property in 2009 and 2014 was judged a cluster homes, which 2009 is 103 homes, and 2014 went to 172 homes. So it still has that designation. So someone could come along and buy that and then have to go to planning board. And that's where the last project seemed to get held up in the planning board. Now, this particular project, also, if it gets a zoning change, has to go to the planning board. And the things that Austin's talking about, that becomes very formal, and those are the things that he has to stick by. And that's where the code enforcement will go out and make sure whatever he tells them, he does. And that's what our code enforcement people do. So I thought tonight was just an opportunity for those of you who are interested. That's why we sent 417 letters out there, something we don't normally do. Usually you only have to notify people within 500 feet of when you're going to do something like this. But I thought it was a good idea for people to hear, because there was a lot of consternation about the other project. When I came in 2020, I first heard about it. And that's what's in my mind. And then it shows up in my office not too long ago, and I thought, oh, let's him make a presentation and let's see what people think about it. So that's all this is. So that's what he's saying is going to happen. And then if we don't hear a lot of negative stuff, there will be a public hearing about changing the zoning to allow that type of project and not allow the cluster housing. So that's where we are. And I guess if you send me something on a PDF, we'll have it. Anybody calls me, my office, we will forward it to you. So it's this is not going to happen tomorrow. He has to file a petition, then it goes through the attorney's office. And there's a rather a lengthy process, and then the planning board is a lengthy process too. So you would have an opportunity to comment at the town board public hearing and also at the planning board public hearing. So that being said, that's what this is. I heard a lot of wild rumors out there, who was buying it, who was coming, and it was like craziness. But this is what it is, and this is what the town board will be looking at. But as we live and breathe, if someone came along and went to the planning board with this 172 cluster homes, we'll see where that would go. So that's why you're here. So does anybody have any questions for Ed? Okay, just one at a time, maybe better for you to call on, you're seeing them.
Sure, yeah.
Can you come up to the microphone so people can hear you? You can hear them, okay.
Right now on the map, we had three houses. Yeah, right now, my two brothers and my father live on. So, we would actually, what we had proposed was to, build one, what we call a caretaker's house. So, right now, we only do produce and fruits and vegetables, so.
My name is Gordon Rauer. I live within spitting distance of the property. We have been through God knows how many proposals, payments, going back, how many bribes were paid to get zoning changed. Wants to hear details, I'll be glad to tell them. I've been in the area for over 30 years. Fine anymore, doesn't pay. You guys are proposing, if it's done correctly, work. You have to understand a couple of things. One, Shore Road couldn't fit two cockroaches side by side to get into it. Deal with access, that's important. The road is horrendous. Secondly, the water supply needs Washingtonville's water supply. Washingtonville operates in the clouds. They have no clue what's going on anywhere. There isn't enough water. But the aquifer goes right under that piece of property. As I said, we have been playing with this property, God knows how long. All kinds of investigations and all kinds of looking at it and so on. I'm concerned because literally walking distance from the property. The last current proposal, the Hasidic skyscrapers, whoever else they were proposing, makes absolutely no sense for that area. What you're proposing, if done correctly, will not only work, but be a plus. You have to look at access. Shore Road has no access, so you can forget that part. You have to look at access going in. Building roads is expensive, as you know. Will the community support that kind of property and buy the vegetables and whatever else? I think yes. It's going to be a problem. And I think considering the rural character area, that's fine. Don't look at those trees for much production. They're way past there. If you pass now, half of them, they won't even have flowers on. So, but it's a great piece of property. Water supply is there if it's done correctly. Sewer, that can be done there if it's not excessive further in. I'm glad to work with anybody on that. As I said, we've been through this for how long, George?
I inherited this in 2020.
So this is nothing new for us living in the area. It really isn't. It can be turned into something positive, something to preserve land in some way, as opposed to multifamily housing and totally uncaring concern about what the property looks like. So a lot of local people will definitely interested in moving out and supporting it.
All right, thank you, Glenn.
I live about a mile from there. But I simply want to add my voice in support, but it's a much better approach using that property than it is.
That road is very narrow. We have to deal with the school buses. I have school age children, so we have school buses. And visibility is low because you have that bit. So part of your project would be to add an ancillary road. What would your target?
I don't know at this point, but we would be working with engineers on that.
Is there gonna be another outlet somewhere else, that's gonna have access to the property or just Shore Road? Because Shore Road does not have capacity.
Yeah, I would have to get back to you.
Mrs. Kane, I think that those questions are asked and addressed at the planning board. right? And that's, like I said, the third time that there'll be a go around. But that is really where, exactly what are you doing? How's it gonna work? That's where it goes.
So, I'm very familiar with Blooming Hill. They're really great. And one question that I have is if you're gonna live on the property. Which is, because, a lot of the things with the traffic and all of that stuff has been done in the Apple Week. The thing that you probably know about is the question about the, when there was an apple orchard, what they did to the apple and what could, so to say. So the other thing is that what I'm more concerned about, and we've been talking about changing the zoning, that something that could be taken up is the noise. And I know you're not really noisy in any kind of way, but the thing is, let's say where we live, when the Brotherhood has their jazz festivals, we can hear it. It's very nice and so on. But it's 4 times closer from where we live on Bull Road to the thing. So the question I would say in the zoning things would have to be taken up about the size and having outdoor concerts and kind of sound levels and all that kind of stuff. Which I think is really no problem, to deal with you, but I think it has to be written in. So later on, nothing, it can't be another kind of, if anybody remember the Brotherhood Brave, something like that. And that's just my concern. That will be taken up. Right, good luck.
I don't. And I would like to,
Go ahead.
I haven't really heard about the.
Well, as I said, I came here in 2020. No, and I'm gonna tell you, it was approved in 2009 for 103 homes. And again, in 2014, it kicked up to 172. And there were public hearings at the town board. And I don't know why you didn't know about it, but they were publicized. But what I'm gonna, all right, listen, hey, I'm not here to argue with you. I'm just saying that this is a different kind of meeting. This is something that you don't see. In other words, we're saying this is a proposal. I want everybody to be aware of it. And let's hear what they have to say. So far, I'm hearing that everybody thinks this is probably, looks like a good proposal. We won't actually know until it gets to the planning board. Well, there were public notices posted. No, it's. All right, listen. All right, yeah, go ahead. Blue shirt, go ahead. Yeah.
My name is Chris Basta. I own the Old Shore Farmhouse. You already saw.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the old White House. Any distance? It's the mine for 8 years. Very well. Nothing but hospitable. Friendly. No project. Area. On what went on. My house, you cannot sure what. Shore Farmhouse. Development of what you're talking about, it's just a site plan that concerns with. There's 2 roads that access that property. One, Mr. Minor put in where he came in, he ran a very well farm. You know, multiple people came here and said, if you ever noticed when that farm was in operation, it was the cleanest farm you ever see. The grass was always cut, and my son worked for him. he had worked for him, I had helped me on the farm. They were some of the nicest people I've ever met. Ran a farm that was unbelievable. That people worked for him for almost 40 years. They all came from Jamaica and other countries. They were great people, and I was friendly with a lot, and I trust them like a brother. What you're planning, I think, is the best thing. It's just a matter of where the structures are gonna be put. And I understand access, where the main and things like that. Reggie? I live right in the middle, so I have no objections to this whatsoever. I was gonna email you, but I didn't want to bother you with them.
No, that's fine. Listen, we were interested to hear what people had to say, and this just is about the town board changing the zoning to allow this type of project. And then they go to the planning board, and there's site plan approval and access
I
and water,
understand.
that's where all that
I'm a
comes from.
code enforcement inspector for the city of New York.
Okay, so, that's for
I
people
know
who don't
exactly
understand.
what you're gonna be going through all the time. I think it's probably in the best interest of the Newlands area and Rock Haven area, that neighborhood. I understand the noise concerns, and I understand all of that, I understand, access into it. A lot more that goes on to it, but I think it's probably one of the best things. that can happen. Unless you want to deal with 177 homes going through, and you have structure that's gonna go on with that. Trust me, you're talking infrastructure with road work and other things. When they build 177 homes, it's already a central water, central sewer, everything has to be built. It's already been done. Most of the infrastructure work has been tested, done. They drilled 11 wells into that. People got the notices up and around to have all wells tested that live up on shore and around. My well went down 57 feet. I'm only 110 feet deep. Now, they sent out mailers to everybody and didn't agree to have them test your well, they wouldn't test it. They sent out notice. That's. None of the wells are even are attached to where you're coming from, so that has nothing to do with it. Wells in the back half. No, and I understand that. I just think for the neighborhood, this is the best idea that you could actually have. First of all, you're farming it, you're still keeping it a farm. And property's still gonna be open. Not dealing with the traffic coming in with cars and everything else. Like I said, Mr. Myers in the audience. And I've known him. He may hate me, but you know, that's a sign of it. We've got a love-hate relationship.
Okay, can we get to some other questions? This guy's got his hand up back there.
What would the zone have to be changed?
Just allow agricultural. No, now you have the cluster homes now. You have cluster homes. And he finished asking his question. I hear him. Go ahead. He's right here. No. He's the.
Residential?
Yes, that's now you can build homes on it. Right now, 172 cluster homes. Right now.
Residential is 1 acre per house.
Not cluster. No, that's the problem with cluster.
22 acres.
Right.
Yes.
It's happened in 2000. I'm just telling, listen, it happened 2009 and 2014. No, I'm just saying that, listen, we're here tonight about this project. So is there anybody, let me just try this question. Is there anybody that is not in favor of what he is proposing? Okay, can you stand up?
Patty, what do you really hard to say? My concern. 5%. Yes. Know exactly. Besides the pesticide on that property. Sign like that. This, even though, are caused by herbicides. Original template. Know exactly what you're gonna be.
Yeah, right now, we
Not
grow
right
all
now.
organic.
We can help you a little bit. 75. Spray without care. They don't have. What do you?
Toxins, so